George, Elliot, dear. Goodbye. Good night. Oh, Bert, I am so glad you could come.
So am I. From what I've heard tonight, this is the beginning of a tremendously exciting campaign.
Frank, it was good to meet you, Mr. Morris.
You're a thorough professional with great promise.
Thank you.
We need a man like this for senator, Dave.
No argument from me.
Well, good night. Good night, everybody. Good night, Bert. And, Johnny, keep that left up. You keep it up, too. Good night, Ray.
Good night, love.
Good night.
I have been to dinners, functions, and $5,000 a plate fundraisers with that man, Bert Morris, where he never cracked a smile all evening and said 2 words, hello and goodbye, with nothing in between.
I can't believe that. He certainly didn't do it tonight.
Because he's bowled over, that's why.
Yes, and having an awfully good time.
I thought everybody had a good time.
Yes, it seemed to be a very successful evening.
Oh, Councilman, I'm so glad you feel that way. Yes, it did seem to be a good evening.
Mr. Glorious,
Oh, yeah.
He always is cautious.
He never commits himself. It went extremely well. Thank you. Congratulations, Frank.
It was a lovely evening. I've got to admit the food was delicious.
Well, now, coming from Maeve Ryan, that's a compliment worth having.
And I have to admit, I had a very good time myself.
Well, you, with that story about Tony Zale and the 1945.
You like that one, huh?
Oh, by the 9th round, you had the whole room hypnotized.
Dear St. Patrick, she's encouraging me.
The trouble with Maeve is she has heard the story 2 or 3 times before.
1,000 times.
I thought it would be a nice change from all the political talk, that's all.
Well, tonight, I have seen the Ryan magic in full operation.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Hi.
Well, you should catch us in one.
Great view.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, I think you picked out the perfect apartment for Mrs. Woodall.
Catch us in one of our...
Well, I had a little bit of it in Washington with Frank and Bob, but nothing like this. It's the combination. Bob, Dave, Johnny.
And Maeve.
Ah, yes, of course, and me. The Ryan team, full strength. They're remarkable people, you know. Decent people with common sense who believe in someone. And the nice thing for me is that I really felt that you accepted me tonight. At least I hope you did.
We accepted you.
Yeah. I've been kind of afraid of you, you know.
Why?
Really? No, I mean it. It would have been very easy for you to feel that I'd just come in and taken over. But as of tonight, I really feel like we can all work together for Frank, huh?
Well, we sure as hell.
Absolutely. There's no question about it.
Good. And I want to thank you, really, all of you, for making me a part of it.
And thank you, Ray, for one hell of a party.
Even if it was black tie, we forgive you.
It was a perfect evening.
Good.
Perfect. Next time, a little more informality.
And here's
You know, the piece...
778-3955.
I hope you'll be able to get a good night's sleep.
You know, the peace and security I feel now is, it's physical, and it's because I'm no longer hunted, but it's also, and more important, because you're here with me. You're a wonderful, sunny person with a vast amount of courage and a triumphant spirit. In fact, a man by the name of William Wordsworth had a similar experience with somebody just like you. You know, I think it was you in the previous incarnation. Yes, it must have been because he wrote a poem about it, and it suits you perfectly.
Wordsworth wrote a poem about me?
She was a phantom of delight when she first gleamed upon my sight. A lovely apparition sent to be a moment's ornament. I saw her upon nearer view, a spirit, yet a woman too. Her household motions light and free, and steps of virgin liberty. A countenance in which did meet sweet records, promises as sweet. A creature not too bright or good for human nature's daily food, for transient sorrows, simple wiles, praise, blame, love, kisses, tears, and smiles, and yawns.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Well, you must be exhausted.
Oh, you too.
I think we both better turn in. Except, here you are in my apartment. Finally, we're spending the night together. And it's not the romantic adventure I thought it would be.
I know, Tom, but there are all kinds of romantic adventures.
Yes, but I had something a little different in mind.
I know. I'm just glad you're alive and well enough to be able to think about romantic thoughts at all.
Oh, Faith, but they're more than thoughts. They're hopes and dreams springing from a great well of feeling. When I look upon a countenance in which does meet sweet records, promises as sweet.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see about those promises another night, huh?
Yes.
And from the grab you have on my hand, I'd say you're getting your strength back pretty
Yes, yes.
Well, we mustn't overdo.
No, Doctor. And now I see with eyes serene the very pulse of the machine. A being breathing thought for breath. The traveler between life and death.
Good night, Thomas.
The reason firm, the temperate will, endurance, foresight, strength, and skill. A perfect woman nobly planned to warm, to comfort, and command. And yet, a spirit still and bright with something of angelic light. So near, and yet so far.
Obviously, the only way to have a surefire, successful dinner party is to have a few Ryans over.
Well, I got news for you. There are more where we came from.
Terrific. Where were you during some of those dead nights when I needed you?
Well, you never invited us.
I never knew you.
Well, now you know us.
So you consider yourself on permanent invitation?
Well, consider your permanent invitation permanently accepted.
Well said, Johnny.
Babe, aside from compliments to the chef, I don't have any idea at all how you felt about all of this, and it's important to me. How do you think it went?
Well, I was very pleased with it. I thought Francis handled himself very well, as usual. And I think your people recognized that.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, besides, in spite of all, you seem to fit in very well.
Oh, I was terrified.
Really? You didn't seem to be.
No, I mean before all the people began arriving. And then it didn't turn out as bad as I expected. Before too long, I began to fit right at home.
Well, you looked very much at home.
Oh, this atmosphere is very easy to get used to. I could very easily get accustomed to living like this.
Well, you know, Alicia, I don't like to spoil a party, but I wouldn't let yourself get too accustomed to it.
Why?
Well, Bucky, you know, wealth and extravaganza, that's your turf. Me and Alicia, that's kind of foreign to us.
Well, I wouldn't say this is all that extravagant. I mean, expensive, yes, and comfortable.
It's comfortable, that's what I mean. I don't think we're really used to that comfort.
Bob, is it wrong to be comfortable?
Well, no, honey, that's not wrong. I mean, just don't let your head get turned by it, that's all.
Well, I don't think you have to be afraid of her doing that. I think she can enjoy a little bit of luxury.
Yeah.
Without being spoiled.
Yeah, well, so do I. But she doesn't actually own it or belong to it, and you can lose it as quickly as you get it, and it can give you a lot of false security, you know? I just worry about it, that's all.
Well, I think you ought to stop worrying about it and let her enjoy herself a little bit.
Bob, I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate it. It is very good advice. But I know that all this doesn't really belong to me. And I think that Bucky's right. There's no harm in enjoying it.
Yes, I know. Yeah. But I think Maeve summed it up. These people tonight, it's all winner. They went away with a strong feeling that Frank can accomplish anything he wants. Success, power, wealth, it can be his if he wants it. In the back room tonight, there's no limit to how far he can go.
Now, listen, I didn't get to speak to everybody, but did they all feel that strongly in favor of Frank?
Well, I made it my business to corner each and every one of them. After Bert made his commitment, the rest of them jumped on the bandwagon. It's very simple. Frank right now can go just about as far, as quickly as he wants to. I mean it. These people know what we knew. He's got the vision, the determination, and he's willing to do the hard work that'll be required.
Oh, he'll work.
Oh, that he will, but... Well, has he decided? I mean, finally, Francis?
Well, I don't think there was ever any question as to whether or not I wanted to run for the Senate. Of course I do. And Ray, I think you've known that we've had a tacit agreement that I would run, barring any complications.
I had every reason to hope that you would. Everything, in fact, except a yes or no, right out from you.
Well, you're about to hear. I'm sorry the decision is so long in coming, but it is a big decision. And it changes everything. Everything for a lot of people. I guess what it is a watershed decision. Now, I've conferred with my father, with Bob Reed, with Dave Feldman, and they've all agreed that I do have a chance as long as I have the right backing. Now, as of tonight, Ray, you've sold me on that score. No reservations about the backing. So, to answer the question that nobody except my mother thought to ask me, yes, Mom, I have decided, finally. I am going to run for the United States Senate.
Oh, sensational. I am delighted to do that. That's all.
This is it, then. No turning back.
No, ma'am.
Now we're good. Now we're good.
It's going to be working almost day and night from now till November.
Absolutely.
In the next 8 months, I can maybe promise you 1 day off. You'll be able to live with that, in view of any possible complications.
I not only can live with it, I can thrive on it. Mr. Bert Morris, who you've said is famous for saying very little or nothing at all, said something very important to me as he left. He said I would make a very good senator. You know something? I would.
Oh, I know that. You're going to make a great senator.
Senator Frank Ryan.
To the senator.
Ryan!
This is all wonderful, but what about Jill and the baby?
What do you do with your holiday dinner leftovers?
Now try options, and you can.
No!
Faith, it's all right. It was a dream. It's Tom. You're sleeping on my couch.
I must have had a nightmare.
It sounded like a bad one.
You should be back in bed.
No, I'm fine. Do you want to tell me about it?
I don't know if I can remember. There were people coming down, falling. People I didn't know falling from above me and then past me and down below. I was standing. I don't know. I was standing on something and then I tried to stop one of them from. It was my father. But I couldn't hold on to him. I wasn't strong enough. He fell farther and farther away. He kept falling, and I kept watching. And there was nothing I could do but cry. And then you were mixed up in it, too, because when Liam fell, I thought it was you.
You loved your father very much. He's remembered fondly by so many people.
Tom, thank you. It's nice to wake up to somebody.
Lovely.
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
I woke you up for nothing.
It was very important.
I'm okay now.
May I stay here until you go to sleep? I'd like to.
No, I'm the one that's supposed to be taking care of you.
Well, I'll go back to my bed as soon as you're asleep, and you can take care of me in the morning. All right, close your eyes. Close them. My phantom of delight.
Thanksgiving, SoapNet serving up Kelly's Leftovers, a 12-hour 902.
And a taste that's perfection. Delicate.
A few minutes, I want. Brian, could you stay for a few minutes? I want to go over tomorrow's schedule.
Sure, Ray.
Well, Ray, we did have a lovely time.
Oh, I'm so glad you were here, Maeve. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thanks very much.
Ah, Johnny, good night.
See you soon.
Right.
Okay. Good night. Good night, Frank.
They're going home.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute. What's this? Somebody's lost their keys.
Not mine.
Johnny?
No.
Oh, they're Bob's. Here, I'll make sure he gets them.
Well, I hope he can get into his apartment. Oh, by the way, you are marching tomorrow, aren't you, Frank?
Sure am, with Bob and Little John.
Hey, terrific. I'll see you then. Good night.
Good night.
Good night again, Dave. Marching?
St. Patrick's Day parade.
Ah, yes.
They've provided a backup car, so I'm taking Little John.
Ooh, perfect. Oh, Audrey, it's very late. Why don't you do that in the morning? Just go on to bed, huh?
All right, thank you, Mrs. Woodard.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Riley.
Good night, Audrey.
Mind if I get comfortable?
No, not at all, Ray.
One more thing. That's better.
You said something about tomorrow's schedule.
It was a lie. I just want to keep you here a little longer, that's all.
I see.
Mind?
No.
thank you for letting me run things my way and tell you that your parents are probably the greatest human beings I've ever met.
Yes, they are marvelous, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I should be thanking you for everything that you've done for me.
Stop. I need something to work on. Simple fact is, I'm lonely. Without you, I'd probably go nuts. You saved me.
If I did, I'm glad.
I don't want to get too dependent on you.
No, that wouldn't be the very best thing.
Why not?
Ray, we had better be careful.
Yeah, I think we should be careful, too. Why do you think we should be careful?
Because even with the best intentions, somebody can get hurt.
I don't hurt that easy. If that's the milkman, I'm gonna shoot myself. Or I may shoot him.
Ray, I'm sorry. I think I left my keys here.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Dave found them.
Yeah? Great.
By the door.
Yeah? I thought I was going to have to spend the night out tonight.
No. We're all going home. Good night, Ray.
Sweet dreams, Councilman. Good night. Night, Bob.
Good night. Good night. Great thing about the keys.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky thing about those keys. Oh, well. Officially, I got myself a candidate. The rest will follow.
Friday, SoapNet is serving up a tailor-made Beverly Hills 90210 marathon with every guy that Kelly Taylor has loved and left behind. Take a holiday from the holidays starting Friday from 11 to 11, only on SoapNet.